So you get a man who is in his mind, right?
Conscious or something?
Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Conscious. Gallist.
Okay.
Something where in his mind the women desire.
Yeah.
So he paints this picture, the package, the so-called package, and then in private his mask slips off because he's fraudulent and he can't maintain that.
And is that also on women as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Why do they do
Why
it?
do they do it? Yeah.
Because they haven't found themselves yet.
They haven't found themselves.
Trying to prove themselves.
They're not conscious, and they are trying to pull the wool over your
They're
eyes
absolute fucking
so
scum.
they can drag you to hell.
With the
So you can burn eternally with them.
with them. That's they burn eternally.
Yeah. They drag you to hell so you can burn internally with them. That's it.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Because I just think if you're gonna be a certain way, like say for example, you know that you can have certain comments, like a girl will post a picture of themselves, and then you'll get like the love. You know when they say things in memes like your actual partner probably will just like the post, won't even say anything.
Yeah.
But if he does say anything, it'll be minimal.
Yeah.
Then if you're seeing a guy on the side, he might be the one to make a comment. Then all the guys that are lost and after you will be like the hey beautiful, the hey quick, and you have a whole paragraph. And your man's probably sitting there just flicking through that. Right? Because the guy that you're with doesn't need to prove to anybody he's with you. Like you know what it is, isn't it? Unless you're there in like encouraging that behaviour from everybody else, it is what it is with you and him. Like, so why is it that the ones that aren't with you, that lost stuff, you have to do so much to prove it? But then again, or on the flip side, they will make it seem like it's nothing in the comments, or they'll be the ones that that criticize you in the comments. Oh, why she got no clothes and why the girls have to do this? But he's the same one in your DMs.
When people do this, look at that. You've got 3 fingers of responsibility, 1 finger of blame. So when you're doing that, it's like you're only revealing yourself. Like someone who doesn't need to prove themselves will already know their flaws before you even have to. Like they'll be like, listen, I know where I'm, and when you're like, but you're, I already know. When you can't use your vulnerability, when you already know where you're at.
When you can't see where you went wrong, problematic.
So
because
back to
if I'm dealing with someone, right, I play a part immediately because I'm in that with them. And if I can't recognize that, I'm blind to the fact that I'm in a situation with someone else. So there's some level of accountability that I must take. Must.
Absolutely. And I think that's a beautiful point, because in a lot of relationships, I'm not talking male and woman and like love, I'm just talking relationships
in general
between human beings. There's hardly, from what I'm observing at the moment, I've not seen a lot of people take accountability for their own actions. So like, it really frustrates me when I see all these people pointing fingers about, Black Lives Matter and this and that and the government, and it's like, well, you're also accountable in all of this too.
Everyone plays a
part.
part.
What are you doing? And that's the problem. Everyone wants to point the finger, but there's 3 of you that is waiting for you to take responsibility. Because I'm not saying you have to change the world, but if you be the model of what you want to see,
you're in this too.
And even if you're not the model, if you say, you know what, I don't know, but I'm willing to work on something, that's more, I respect it. If I hear someone moaning and you're not willing to do nothing within yourself, I can't hear you anymore. Because you don't want to get to a place of like a new realm or a new understanding or a new.
And you've got the flip side, because you've got the I don't want to say the victim side, but you've got the lower side of it, where it's the I'm affected by this and this, but I'm not doing anything to change it because it's everybody else. And then you've got the higher side where I've done everything, it's not me anymore, it's them. So it's like, when people feel like they're past accountability, where, I've done all the things I need to do, so why am I still here? I can get why them lot are still stuck there, but why am I up here and I'm still stuck? Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, at what stage do you think you've surpassed things?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
That
like
ego.
you're always going to be accountable for something.
That's also a sign of a person being delusional and they've lost sight of what it really is, because there's that meme or picture where it's got like slaves on a ship and everyone's in shackles, but one man's gone, my shackles are shinier than yours. Bro, we're on the same ship.
In the same shackles.
It don't matter how far you get. It don't matter what you achieve. You may be successful in your head up here, and the other person's not here. You do know that you're still with this, you're still with this person.
You still go out the same way.
You're not
still going out the same way. This is not real. This is not going to mean shit in the end. So the fact that you've made it mean something says that you've lost sight. Because as much as it's commendable to achieve, create, and do all those other things, these are words.
And I'm very tuned into now. Like, if people think having lots of money is success, then you definitely don't know what you're talking about.
When you have got them people that are caught up in that cycle of life, like what we were saying before about going to the club and the groups of people and what means something to them, when you've got them guys that will do the whole, let me say this in the comments, you've got certain people that will put certain comments, and it's nothing about what's even in the picture, nothing about what's in the video, it's about them. And it's about, let me word it so it looks like it's about them, but I'm literally going, shoot, look at me, guys.
Yeah, you're exposing yourself, isn't it?
And you're doing it for everybody to see.
I see you still. I see you.
You're doing it for everyone to see. So it's like, for anyone that's asleep, they'll breeze past it because it's just a comment. But for anyone that's in tune, it's like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
That's got nothing to do with that. How did you even decipher that to be a response worthy of what we've just put up, or what that person said, or what that person's done? Like, how did your brain cells come together to even get that comment in here, like connecting to that? And then when you break it down, it wasn't, and they knew it wasn't, but to anyone that's asleep, again, they won't see it as anything different. It's just a comment. But the point is, it's never just a comment, because that comment's either about themselves, it's either about the person who posted itself, it's about the post itself, or it's about all of them.
It's never about you.
But it's... Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, do it.
No, I was going to say, because Jay was talking about the finger analogy. It's so funny, because I've got a finger analogy where it's like, you're pointing the fingers, but it's three back at you.
Yeah.
So realistically, you said it in a different way.
When
but
you're pointing the finger, there's always three
pointing back at you. So I'm like, you're kind of exposing yourself and your thoughts and how you process.
But sorry, can I just say with that?
Yeah.
Please remember, you've got 1 point into the person, 3 pointing to you, and 1 pointing up. People tend to forget the one that points up.
What's the up?
The reality. It's nothing to do with either of them.
Look at her flexing.
Look at you.
No.
But
do you know what? You know when they say like there's 3 parts to the story. There's your version,
story,
their version, and then the truth. So
And
that one,
wicked?
but everyone
This is
ignores it.
undeniable. That is undeniable.
This one ignored. This
You know
one
why
always
that's
gets
hard?
ignored.
That just resonated.
Yeah, I know. I
Just
didn't
resonate.
Yeah, that one always
Yeah.
gets ignored. You see this, you see these. Everyone always can't say ignored, but this one gets surpassed. Yeah. And this, if anything, is the most important. Why is it that we've got 4 fingers and 1 thumb in general? Like, we think, if you don't have a thumb, it don't matter because I use my fingers to hold a pen. Don't matter how crooked you write, your thumb is needed.
That just showed us that even us as people, that we miss things.
Yeah, easily.
So we don't have the complete perspective, and that's the power of deeply listening, like listening to understand, not to respond, because you know what, with these fuckers, just fucking do not engage in them. That's it.
Yeah, honestly,
I love
do
it.
not engage. Because why? Like, they're there trying to work you out, but they need to work themselves out.
See that? Oh, Jay, that there. That's like when people can watch something and think that, all right, we've been, whether it be Dissected Minds, whether it be your page, whether it be any other page, like anybody's page, you watch them long enough and everyone thinks, well, we know what they're about. We know how they are. We know who they are. We know what they represent. Do you?
But
you know what they show you.
Yeah.
Do you know the person behind the screen? Do you know the person behind the type? Do you know the person? Period.
But can you really
never
judge?
know a person.
No.
But does a person know themselves?
We're still learning. We're still growing. But
Listen,
you can't take
you're
a
ever
free.
changing.
You can't take a free.
I can't work
4 minute
myself
clip.
out. Fuck am I gonna work you
Listen,
out?
Yeah, you can't
every
take a
week
free
you're
4
not the
minute.
same person you were last week.
On
No,
that,
I'm going with the motion.
like really and truly, there is no you. So what is there to figure out?
Exactly.
So if there is no you, how can you possibly
But the
know
fact
me?
that as a person, if you're trying to figure yourself out, which most of us do, whether it be at some stage or some period of our time, we might get to a stage where, you know what, we're not trying to figure out, we're just trying to be.
Yeah.
But for the stages that we're living, where we're trying to understand and trying to get our minds around things, if I'm trying to do that as me, there's no way in hell you can work out who I am.
Just be or be not.
Just be.
It's like what you said a while ago. Energy,
Yeah.
right? There's positive, there's negative. They're both there.
Mm-hmm.
Satan works through people. I ain't saying that Satan's real, I'm just using that for an example. Satan is in your mum. Satan can be in your dad, your brother, your sister, your cousins, your children. You just have to recognize what that sounds like, what that looks like. That type of person that we're talking about is Satan. Because no one that's operating positively and consciously is going to be trying to pump fake to get into your knickers, to pump fake to get into your space, to pump fake to
get into
pounce on your vulnerability, right?
Yeah.
To rise you up, to know that they can just break you down.
Yeah.
So is that about controlling? So a lot of these people, because I think if people's lives right now are so out of control, then they're going to do anything to get control of.
Exactly. And the thing is, sometimes where they lose control on their own, they try to gain control through someone else's just to feel a sense of control.
But as we said,
to bring them back.
But as we said, right, the powers that shouldn't be have taught us
so they're basically
what that is.
shapeshifters.
Ultimately,
that is exactly but that's exactly what they are.
They are agents. Those are the agents that I'm talking about. The powers that be, right, do everything in their power to control, to get access to you,
and in any
to
way,
reach
shape.
off you, right? So
infiltrate,
and they can't even successfully do that because it's impossible for them to get complete control. So when someone who's minuscule is trying a thing, who are the powers that shouldn't be? The most demonic and vile creatures on earth. So who's that little peon in the corner? Who are they? Satan himself.
So they don't even realize they're playing the game of fear and destruction. Mad.
And you know what's mad? Fuck the DMs. Do you know why? Because this is Instagram.
Facebook,
platform
Twitter,
on
Snapchat,
an app
Does
on
TikTok
a
have
phone,
DMs?
right?
Yeah.
Right?
TikTok.
Yeah.
That's not real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in real life, you don't even have to talk.
if I go on Instagram,
in real life,
if I go on Instagram and I see
I've been saying
your
that.
name, that's still not you.
Yeah.
That's a profile. That's not you.
Yeah.
Whether you're using the app, it's not you. So who am I engaging with? This is why people end up getting themselves set up and killed. Because you trust in something that's not even a real thing.
Don't trust me until you meet me, man.
Right. And even then don't trust me.
Don't trust me until you know me and you'll
me.
never know me, so don't trust me.
Yeah.
Trust yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
Trust yourself.
That's the.
And even
trust yourself.
Rush is hitting something there.
No, honestly, trust yourself.
Once you trust yourself, you don't need to have trust out
in
there.
anybody.
Yeah.
Because you know how to operate in the world. Like.
Thank you.